Public versus private education. Did you go to a public or a private school?
I went to public school.
A public school.
Hi, I went to a private elementary school and then public middle and high school.
What do you think are the differences between public and private schools?
Kids who go to private schools, I think of them as snobs, and I think they're going to succeed better than all of us because they have that private education. Whereas in public schools, I think you do see the difference in like the smarter kids and then the other like the not so smart kids, but everyone's equal, and it's like I know in the school I grew up in, we were all a family because I was in such a small school, and that's not the case in the bigger schools. But I still think public schools are better than private.
Between public and private schools are that public schools are funded by the government and private schools.
Private schools focus more on the individual student.
Public school students are a lot more concerned about their grades and focus more on their studies than children in public schools, because I feel like in public schools they're more about sports and social life.
I think the difference between public and private schools are that private schools have more freedom as a whole with their teachers and their students as opposed to public schools.
Here are some pros and cons of both public and private schools. Public schools build community relationships for both the parent and the student. Public schools are also said to have more choice in curriculum, lower cost, greater access to sports programs, and greater access to arts and music programs. The cons to public schools include larger class sizes, exposure to unacceptable lifestyles, limited access to learning materials, and outdated textbooks. Private schools are said to focus on specific topics, have smaller class sizes, have better books and supplies, have more access to up-to-date computers, and have more challenging curriculum. The cons to private schools include cost, less diverse choices in subjects, no special education classes, and students must pass an entrance exam to be admitted into the school. Another drawback to private schools is that most private schools are religious. Here is a video about private and public schools.
It's a serious debate for many American parents. Do I put my child in private or public school? What are the advantages of private, and can I even afford it? Here are some things for you to consider when making the big decision. Private schools hold a lot of appeal for students who thrive on more personalized individual attention. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, private schools have smaller enrollments, smaller class sizes, and more qualified teachers than public schools. Students tend to form more personal relationships with the faculty, and programs can be customized to meet a student's needs. Many private schools integrate technology directly into their classrooms and curriculum. Some even have laptop provisions for each student. And in addition, many private schools pour a lot of their endowment into their sports facilities as well. The more opportunities a student has to pursue his or her interests, the more likely they are to grow academically and to impress a college admissions board. Contrary to popular belief, private schools aren't just for the privileged elite. Nationally, about 30% of students take advantage of financial aid. Private schools are also making an extra effort recently to encourage diversity and to build a unique learning environment. So explore your options. It could be one of the most important decisions you make for your child.
For thousands of how-to and advice videos on any topic, visit monkeysee.com.